Everyone has different troubled areas within their body. Mine specifically is my right shoulder. My right shoulder always gives me issues. I've had a prior injury on this shoulder. This shoulder is always nagging me. Everyone has their different ways of stretching and mobilizing. I'm just giving you another idea. Perhaps you can add it to your toolkit of mobilizing and stretching prior to doing any of the Olympic lifts. This is a mobilizing band. It has two handles on it. You don't particularly need to have this one. You could just use a regular band and just hand hold the actual band itself. You don't have to have these handles. It just makes it a little bit more ergonomic when you have the handles. I'll put a link for these ones in the description below, but utilizing these bands, we can do a bunch of cool stuff. First thing I do is I take it. I just make sure it's nice and even. Turn it around, go overhead, and I just start to do like a jumping jack style of motion with the arm here, just up and down. This kind of just opens up the shoulders a little bit. The next thing I do is I put both of these handles behind my back and just slowly walk away, building up the tension in the elastic band here. The I'm getting arrested stretch here, whatever this is, but this helps out tremendously. And I can also continue to get the distance here to increase the tension on the stretch, or I could even start to get into a lunge position so it starts hitting a different angle on the shoulder. But these are really great here. The next thing I do is I start to go overhead and I start replicating the same motion as I would be jerking or snatching, pretty much the same position. I can go wide, I can go narrow. This just starts to open up the shoulder even a little bit more. These are really great. The last thing I'll show you guys, and this is particularly one of my favorite ones, is I take the band and I ensure that my elbows are at 90 degrees. And I do small circles to the front, just like this here. You'll feel the back of the shoulder really start to heat up, start to get some blood in the back. If you have any lingering shoulder issues or prior injuries, I guarantee you that this motion in particular will bring those to light. Like I said, this is one of my favorite ones here. You can take it and you can start to do like kind of like a high row sort of movement here. Basically, you can get creative as you want when it comes to the different motions, the different angles. Everyone has different issues, different injuries, so it's going to require different angles, different stretches to hit those injuries. Like I said, I'm just giving you guys some examples.
Another trick that I'm trying to perfect when it comes to mobilizing my shoulders are utilizing these 2.5 pound plates. You can also try out using 5 pound plates if you are a little bit more advanced, and you just simply hold them out in front of you just like this here. Bend forward at the waist while internally rotating the plate on top of the palm of your hand. Extend the arm out while keeping the palm facing up, and then return back to the starting position. You can also do this same palms facing upwards rotation on the way up too. Rotate outwards, stretch up to the top. I find that you don't really need a lot of weight to do this. I think these are 5s that I'm currently using, but I think you should be able to get the same effect using the 2.5 pound plates as well. You can also do the full variant of these shoulder rotations by taking your feet, spreading them out just a little bit outside of your hips, bending forward at the waist, and internally rotating both of your arms just as you would with the single. And then as you return back to the starting position, you can immediately go into the outward rotation as you shoulder press both of the plates up into a full lockout. I noticed that these require a decent amount of focus, so it kind of carries like a yoga element to it, where you kind of have to really focus on where each one of your body parts are in space and time at all times. But in any case, if anything, at least it's an interesting movement.
I don't wanna be lonely.